Most AI founders don't fail because their tech is bad. They fail because their business never existed. You've probably built one of these. A slick AI prototype, GPT-powered, smart. Impressive. People say, wow, that's cool. And then, nobody pays. No users, no revenue, no traction. Here's the hard truth. A cool demo is not a company. Building the model is only half the job. The other half is knowing who it's for, what painful problem it solves, and why someone would actually pull out their credit card. In this video, I'm going to show you why most AI prototypes never make money, and exactly how to fix that. We'll break down a practical framework used at Celoris to go from interesting experiment to your first 100 paying customers and a real $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue. If you're a developer who wants to think like a founder, or a founder tired of building things nobody buys, this video could save you months of wasted effort. Let's escape the cool demo trap and start building AI products that actually make money.
All right, let's dive in. We're going to talk about a massive problem in the world of AI. Why do so many brilliant, incredible projects just fizzle out without ever making a dime? This isn't about writing better code. Nope. This is about having a better business strategy, a real blueprint for turning those amazing prototypes into actual profits.
So let's just start with the big question. The one that I know keeps so many developers and founders up at night. You build something incredible, right? The tech is cutting edge. It feels like you've captured lightning in a bottle, but it just never turns into a real, sustainable business. Why does this keep happening over and over again?
And this quote, man, it just nails it. There's this massive graveyard of AI projects out there that never made it past being a cool prototype. They worked, they were super impressive to show your friends, but they died on the vine, never reaching a single paying customer. This isn't a coincidence, it's a very clear pattern. And here's the why behind that pattern. The failure is almost never technical, it's strategic. So many of us pour all our time and energy into building the tech. That's the first half of the equation, but we completely forget about the other, just as critical half, the business strategy that actually turns a clever tool into a profitable company.
Okay, so how do we make sure that doesn't happen to us? Well, it all starts by understanding and avoiding the single biggest pitfall out there, what we're calling the AI hammer trap. This is, hands down, one of the top reasons why amazing tech fails to become a real business.
So what exactly is the AI hammer trap? Oh, you know the feeling. You fall in love with a technology first. You get your hands on a powerful new AI model, and that's your hammer. And your first thought is, wow, this is amazing. What can I build with this? And then you start wandering around looking for any nail, any problem that your shiny new hammer can hit. This contrast right here is everything. The tech-first approach, the AI hammer approach, leaves you with a solution that's desperately looking for a problem to solve. But the problem-first approach, it completely flips the script. It starts by asking a totally different question. What's a painful, expensive problem that people are already trying to solve? And that simple shift in thinking, that's the difference between a side project and a real business.
All right, so if the AI hammer is the trap, what's the escape route? It's the business-first blueprint. This is the actionable framework we're going to walk through, a way to build AI products that are literally designed for profit from day one.
And the very first step of this blueprint, it's a little counterintuitive. Your new mission isn't to find the flashiest, coolest application for AI. Nope, your mission is to become a detective, to go out there and mine for expensive, boring problems. And why boring? Because the most boring problems in business are often these repetitive, manual, costly tasks that companies are just desperate to get rid of, and that is where the money is.
So, where do you actually go hunting for these golden, boring problems? You go where people are complaining. You start digging through Reddit threads where professionals are just venting about their workflows. You read the one-star G2 reviews for existing software to see exactly where they're dropping the ball. You become a fly on the wall in niche industry forums to understand the day-to-day headaches of your ideal customer. And all of this leads to a clear, validated path to making money. But the order here is absolutely critical. Step 1, find the need. Step 2, run what's called a smoke test, basically a pre-sale campaign to see if people will actually pull out their credit cards for your idea. Step 3, define the bare minimum you need to build to justify that payment. And only then, at step 4, after all that validation, do you actually start writing code. Building is the last step, not the first. And that brings us to a really important idea, the MSP, or minimum sellable product. We've all heard of the MVP, the minimum viable product. An MSP is different. It's not just about what's viable, it's about what's sellable. What is the absolute smallest set of features that provides enough value that a customer will pay you for it right now from day one? No free tiers, no, we'll figure out monetization later. You build for revenue from the very start.
Okay, so you've found a problem. You've even validated that people are willing to pay for a solution. So now what? Well, now we get tactical. This is the playbook for getting from that initial validation all the way to a successful launch. This whole journey really breaks down into 4 distinct stages. You start with the idea, you move through that absolutely crucial validation phase, then you execute the launch, and finally, you work towards hitting that first huge milestone, your first $1,000 in monthly recurring revenue. And to get there, you're going to need a toolkit. This isn't about just winging it, it's about using proven tools, like a 10-point scorecard to objectively rate your idea's potential. It's about knowing how to build a high-converting landing page that sells the outcome, not just the features. And, super important, it means using a pricing calculator to model your API costs against your revenue before you ever build a thing.
Pricing, of course, is a massive piece of this puzzle. There are a few models that tend to work really well for AI products. You could go with a credit-based system, maybe a hybrid tier model, or even something called Bring Your Own Key, where users plug in their own API key, which can dramatically lower your own operating costs.
And speaking of costs, this is non-negotiable. You have to master what's called the token tax. Think about it. Every single time a user clicks a button in your app that uses AI, you're making an API call, and you're getting a bill for it. That's your unit cost. If you don't know that cost down to the fraction of a cent, you could accidentally build an amazing product that actually loses you money every time someone uses it.
So once your pricing is rock solid and the product is ready, it's launch time. A great launch doesn't happen by accident. It's a playbook. It means having tactical checklists for sites like Product Hunt and Hacker News. It means having ready-to-go templates or swipe files for your announcement emails and your social media posts so you can maximize your impact from the moment you go live.
But the work doesn't stop on launch day. Now you've got to get those first 100 paying customers. And the blueprint for that involves modern tactics like building in public on platforms like X and LinkedIn, creating an audience before you even launch. It can even mean using LLMs themselves in an ethical way to help create content that drives organic traffic through SEO. All of this entire blueprint, it all leads to our final, and honestly, our most important section. Following this framework isn't just about a new process, it's a fundamental shift in your entire mindset. It's about deciding to build businesses, not just cool demos. I mean, just look at this transformation. The old mindset says, I am a builder of tools. The new mindset says, I am a builder of businesses. Your goal shifts from just having a cool demo to show off to having an actual profitable product. Your focus moves away from the technology itself and zooms in on solving valuable problems for real people.
In the end, it really all boils down to this one simple, powerful mantra. Every decision you make should be guided by this principle. Stop building cool demos, start building profitable businesses.
So I'll leave you with a question to really think about. Armed with this new framework, this new mindset, what's your first move? Forget about the technology for just a minute and ask yourself this: what expensive, boring problem will you solve?
So here's the bottom line. AI isn't the advantage anymore. Execution, positioning, and monetization are. If you stop building random prototypes and start validating real problems, if you design products people are willing to pay for, and if you understand pricing, costs, and growth from day one, I can absolutely become a profitable business, not just a side experiment. This is exactly what we teach inside Celoris Academy. If this video helped shift how you think about AI products, hit like so more builders see it. Subscribe to Celoris Academy for no-nonsense content on AI, SaaS, and digital entrepreneurship. And if you're serious about turning your AI skills into income, check the link in the description to explore our full courses and frameworks. Don't just build smarter models, build real businesses. I'll see you in the next one.